Alright, today's kind of an impromptu video. That's why you guys are looking down at me. Also, it's really windy out. Today's a really nice day out. The fishing is supposed to be really good, but I tried to do a different method today. I tried to do a sit in one place method, which on a lake like this doesn't work, but I tried to do it because a lot of people seem to be doing it, so maybe I'm just doing it wrong. But I picked one point that I was going to sit on and kind of explore a little bit, and then from there I was going to just move around and hop around on that point. Well, what I found is that the fish aren't really here. There's nothing here, and I caught one fish in about 30 seconds, and I drilled a bunch more holes, and I didn't catch another fish. So what that says to me is that this lake is enough of a bowl lake. There's no structure, there's no drop-offs, there's nothing like that, that in order to be really successful, you got to be where the fish are to start with, and then you also have to be able to move around. So on lakes like this, that bigger lakes where the fish can move around and maybe come around and cycle like once or twice an hour, you got to really follow them. So that's my advice, and I'll show you kind of how I set up and how to do better. So we're gonna play with wind, so I'm gonna kind of film this awkwardly, but there's that point right there. So I'm out, pardon the wind noise, I'm out probably 40-50 yards from that point, because that's where this lake really drops off at. This lake is very shallow, only about 8-9 feet deep. And then what I did is I just grid marked out from the front end of the point, so you can see my stool there. That's my stool. That's halfway as far as I drilled, and then farther back I've got my pack, and then I've just kind of grid patterned this out. I didn't want to go any shallower than 4 feet, so the front edge here is 4 feet, and the back edge of where I am, so this side here, is 6 feet, and it doesn't get to be 10 feet or 9 feet until way out here, and it drops off so slow that it really doesn't matter. Where I usually fish is about a mile that way, and that's where it's really deep at, or really deep for this lake. So that's where I usually fish, mainly because that's where I found the fish, and a lot of people don't like to walk out that far. But I figured main lake point, we'll sit on it, and we'll try this and see if letting them come through letting them come through cyclically and just sitting on top of them rather than chasing them would work better. So far I found it hasn't worked better at all. It's actually worked quite a bit worse. So on big bowl lakes where there's no structure to hold the fish at, I think you really do need to follow them around, especially when you're fishing for like panfish. So that's what I got so far, and we'll let you know if I catch anything else. Okay, so I'm back inside, obviously. Hopefully the audio is better than it was outside. So what I was trying to say, we'll see how much of it I actually use. It might just be a wash of a day anyways. I was trying to say is these perch in a bowl lake. That lake has zero structure in it. It has very shallow, slow drop-offs. So what you need to really do is pay attention to how deep you're in. If you're not fishing in those deeper parts, 8-9 feet of water, you're not going to catch any sizable fish very often. You're going to catch 1 or 2 an hour at most. I was out there for 3 hours. I drilled out an entire point, and I think it was about 70 yards long by about 30 feet wide is how far I drilled, and I caught 1 fish, and it was in the first 30-40 seconds of fishing that I actually caught him. I wasn't even set up with the camera, so I apologize for that. But that lake is really about moving. I go out there and I catch 10 keeper perch, and people are telling me how awesome of a day it is. Well, it's not a bad day by any means. By my standards, from where I'm from in Iowa, a great day or an awesome day is 20 keeper panfish. So there's a little bit of expectation difference on this lake that I was fishing here in comparison to where I'm from. So that's one thing to keep in mind. And the second thing is I fish differently than everybody else. And that's just keeping and moving around. The more you move around and the more places you explore, the better luck you're going to have, because when you find those fish, you're not going to leave biting fish. But if you're not finding those biting fish, you're going to move somewhere else. I didn't move very far. I made pretty small adjustments today, and I didn't catch a whole lot of fish because I didn't start off on biting fish really. So with that, I think the more appropriate thing to do is, since I didn't keep any fish, and I talk about how light my my gear is all the time, I think my punishment is I'm going to have to do 20 or 30 push-ups with my pack on, just to show you guys that, you know, I don't know what the hell that proves, but it proves something, that if I don't catch any fish, I got to do something. All right, I don't catch any keepers. I did catch one little guy. So that's what we're going to do. Maybe I'll have a little fun training montage, and then we'll go out tomorrow and kick the crap out of them. With that, hopefully you enjoyed this. Hopefully this shows you guys that there are many different ways to fish. I didn't show a whole lot of fishing though, because I was mainly curious on, you know, someone's got the snowmobile out. But I was mainly showing, you know, my way of fishing on this lake. By moving around really definitely has its advantages. Whereas if you stay in one spot in this lake, you're gonna catch a fish every once in a while, but mainly you're gonna be skunked. With that, let's get after some push-ups. Ooh, I can't get in frame with this rod holder, so this is gonna have to work this way. Okay, so I'm always talking about how light this pack is, which it is pretty light. So I guess my punishment for not keeping fish is push-ups. So we're gonna do about 20 of them, and we'll see how that goes. Now, while that was so much fun, like all things evil, I think we're gonna have to do double or nothing. But I'll do those ones without weight, just for you guys. Oh. You wanna know the worst part about that? Is I did it once before, but I didn't have the camera recording. Okay. So, now that I got my punishment out of the way, I am teasing this here. This is my pull-out shack and flip-over shack. And then that's the kayak. This one we're obviously not going to use for a while. But this, I might bring this out tomorrow and do like a full, longer video, you know, 4 or 5 hours out there. So seeing me actually fish out there. So I'm out of breath. Apparently I got to get my butt back in shape. But anyways, that's what I got planned for tomorrow. This is just a short video, kind of filling you guys in. I tried something new. I'm gonna have to go back to my old ways, but I'll put a new spin on it. Thank you guys very much.